pickups, do they really matter? Well, we just did that shootout a couple of weeks ago, and turns out, not really. They really don't deliver any kind of significant tone shift as far as humbuckers are concerned. And turns out the one pickup that stood out from the crowd was a P90 clone, which is basically a humbucker-sized single coil. And thanks to everyone out there for pointing that out. I really do appreciate it. In the Vintage Guitar Tone Challenge, the blind shootout that we did, it was very easy to tell the difference between a single coil and a humbucker. Anything more than that, though? Forget it. For the record, I am not interested in recreating the wimpy-ass tones of the 60s. Jimi Hendrix? Eric Clapton? No! Go away with that shit! I want Clayman, Heartwork, Master of Puppets, Blues for the Red Sun, Corrosion of Conformity's Blind, and the Ethereal Mirror. These are the kind of massive wall of guitar, thick, saturated tones that I want to recreate on my recordings. Now, unfortunately, for the longest time, there just wasn't that much information about recording great metal tones. So many of us trying to get these massive sounds were fed the wrong information on various forums across the internet. Tubes, tone wood, pickups, it's all complete nonsense if you're looking to get a great metal tone. And that's why the Andy Sneap forum took off in 2005 and became the place to learn great metal production. That is, at least until YouTube came along. Now, my motivation here is to not make any of you viewers out there feel foolish. All I want to do is know. I want to really know what is changing my sound. What's going to get me the sound I need to get from my clients coming across the monitors, because that's what they're paying me for. Now, back in the 80s, it was you've got to have EMGs to get the tone. And now EMGs are suddenly uncool for various reasons that nobody's bothered to back up with any kind of evidence. No evidence in the information age? Color me shocked. So what do we do if we're not happy with the tones that we're getting? We spend money. Because that's what we've been conditioned to do as consumers. Look at this thing I've bought. Isn't it shiny? Isn't it nice? That is, until the next shiny and nice thing comes along, and then we want that. We always want what we don't have, and we're willing to pay an awful lot of money for it. Because the new toy excitement of Christmas morning never really goes away when we're grown-ups. It just evolves into us buying presents for ourselves. And boy, am I ever guilty of that. Now, I can certainly understand why people would get upset when I make a video showing just how little pickups matter when it comes to high-gain metal tones. After all, they are proud of their purchase. They've been told to be proud, and then some internet jackhole comes along and basically says, "You just wasted your money on useless bullshit, you stupid fuck." So what's the reaction? Get mad at the pickup manufacturer for using misleading advertising? Of course not! It's kill the fucking messenger! And that's pretty much what it's been in the comments. Just pure unbridled rage for daring to suggest that some of you may have fallen for some marketing bullshit, and the thing that you thought made an amazing change in your tone really hasn't done jack shit. The evidence does indeed say that the emperor has no clothes. All right, now for all you delicate people out here, this is the trigger warning. If my pickup swap video upset you, you might want to bail out now, because this next part of the video might just give you a brain aneurysm. Last week, I reviewed this amazing Schecter Evil Twin V. It's a beautiful guitar and it plays incredibly. The fretwork is outstanding, and it's fast becoming one of the favorite guitars of my collection. And quite a few of you guys in the comments remarked about just how much you like the tone of this instrument. Here's the thing. I really don't think it's the tone of the instrument that we're hearing. Not at least in the context of high gain. In that blind shootout we did a few weeks back, I did notice that as soon as we started applying even low amounts of gain, the difference in tone between guitars just went bye-bye. And just to be crystal clear to all those guitar players out there who should probably be playing bass, I am not interested in clean tones. That is literally 2% of the guitars I record. I'm interested in what gets me the sound for 98% of the time. For the last few months, I've noticed just how much the tone shifts from one guitar to the next when I swap them out. And then I play my recorded tracks back and realize that no, there really isn't a tone shift. Acoustically, yeah, one guitar definitely sounds different from the other. But we need to remember that these are not acoustic instruments. The recorded signal is what we need to be concerned about. And that tells a very different story. So what I've got here are 10 guitars, and what I'm going to use is the Spectre V here as my control. This is the guitar that so many of you said sounds awesome. But I'm also going to play the same riff on 9 more guitars. Some are super expensive and some are dirt cheap. Just how much of a tone shift are we going to get? This time, we're not just going to swap pickups, but we're swapping the entire guitar. That means different scale lengths, different pickups, active passives, and different tone woods. The constants here are the same amp and recording chain. All the guitars are tuned the same and using my signature SIT 10 to 54 gauge strings. Spectre C1 Hellraiser loaded with EMGs. Harley Benton Headless Dullahan loaded with Roswells. Solar V with Duncan Solars. Harley Benton Failure Guitar loaded with HBZs. Harley Benton Double Cuts with Tesla pickups. Rough Guitar loaded with Fishman Fluence. 10S Single Cut with Tesla pickups. Spectre SLS Evil Twin loaded with Fishman Fluence. LTD H1001 loaded with Seymour Duncan Nazguls. Wow, with a name like that, I'll bet you they sound amazing. Solar Fanfret loaded with Solar FF pickups. This is going to be a blind test, but I promise you there will be no trickery. The guitars that I've just shown you are the ones being played in the clips. Now, for all of you tone chasers out there who go on endlessly about your superhuman hearing, this should be no big deal for people as talented as yourselves. You should be able to pick out one guitar from the next and identify them just by the sound of the instrument. So all you fart-huffing, tone-chasing snobs, it's time to put your money where your big fucking mouths are. Go on, amaze us. So, what'd you guys think? Which guitar did you think was which? Could you tell? What differences could you hear, and how much of a difference were you really hearing? Now, I've got my own observations, but I'm not going to share those until the reveal video happens in a few days. Ultimately, I really want to know what you think about what tone shifts you heard, and most importantly, are those tone shifts worth the expense of buying new gear? Please leave a comment below because I'm going to read every one of them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to check out another video here, check out that pickup swap video I did here. It's very revealing, to say the least.